Greetings, everyone. I'm Jim Boyd, the director of the Illinois Small Business Development Center at Western Illinois University. I'd like to thank GREDF and the Quincy Chamber of Commerce for hosting this presentation. We'll be discussing some of the things you need to think about as you go along your journey to starting your own small business. So with that, let's get things started. My first little PSA, I need to tell you a little bit about the Small Business Development Center. We're funded by taxpayer money that starts at the Small Business Administration, flows through to the Department of Commerce. They match those monies. Then those monies are sent to a hosting institution, in this case, Western Illinois University. So they're your tax dollars to give back. All of our services are no cost to you. Once you sign up as a client, you're a client forever. So when I talk to clients and bring clients in the office or meet them at their place of business, one of the things that I like to do is try to benchmark what our understanding is of all of the different aspects and some of the myths that people come in with. I just discussed real briefly. The biggest one is grant money to start a small business. There is no government grant money for startups, not at the federal level, not at the state level. There may be grant money at the local level. There may be business plan competitions. I know that Quincy actually has, in the past, has sponsored a business plan competition. But at the federal and the state level, there are no grants to start your business. One of the other ones that is really hard for people to grasp is that if they create a website, a Facebook page, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever the suit du jour of social media platforms is for the month or the year, that they will have more business than they know what to do with. Just because you sell on Amazon, just because you sell on eBay, you have a nice Facebook page, does not necessarily help you dictate your success. You still need to engage your customers, engage your clients in some manner. And if you're not actively on the website, actively on Facebook, you're still not going to engage those customers. So if you build it, they may or may not come. The last one that I'm really concerned about is people come in and they say, well, I don't need any money. I'm going to start this on my own, or my parents are going to loan me the money, so I don't need a business plan. That is absolutely false. There are many types of business plans, and if you don't need a business plan for funding, that's fine. But you need a business plan, a working business plan, to know where you're going. What are your goals? How are you going to get there? Who's going to do the ordering? What are the hours of your business? How do you invoice? What are the terms to your customers? All of those things need to be put down so that you have a reference, or someone in your business has a reference so that you can share your vision and your passion for your business. So you really need a business plan. It does not have to be elaborate, but you need a business plan to know where you're going. So just to go into business with your eyes open, doing your due diligence, there's some statistics out there that are not meant to dissuade you from starting a business, but you just need to understand some of the world around you in small business. Small businesses fail naturally more than businesses that have been established. Most businesses are family or self-funded. When you put your plan together, if you go to the bank and request a loan, the bank's not going to loan you any money without collateral or some skin in the game of your own. They're actually going to take your personal financial statement, and your business financials, and they're going to combine them to make sure that you can make the loan payments. And then at the end of the day, you're going to sign the 100% guarantee anyway. So many people don't have that capability to borrow that money. So they're starting self-funding, a side gig, or family funding. And for most of us that are listening to this, venture capital is, everybody wants that $1 million or Shark Tank. Those are very few and far between. So the next thing that we do after we've done our due diligence and we think this is still a really good idea is, what kind of skills do we need? If I'm a welder, what else do I need to have in my toolbox, if you will, so that I can be a successful business owner? You need to be organized. You need to have some type of sales experience or feel comfortable with sales. Even though you may have a sales force in your company, you're always selling your company or your vision or yourself to someone on the outside. You're selling it to a banker, you're selling yourself to an investor. So you have to be comfortable selling your product, your service, your business, and yourself to complete strangers. You need to know some bookkeeping and accounting, at least some very basics, difference between a debit and a credit. What's the difference between a P&L statement and a cash flow statement? How does the balance sheet influence your ability to borrow money? Leadership. Can you get yourself out of bed in the morning? Can you get somebody else out of bed in the morning? Can you present your vision? Is it very concise? Can you do it? Do you have your elevator speech? Can you do it in 30 seconds or less? Computer, if you're watching this, should be no problem. Planning, same thing with the business plan. What do you want this business to look like 6 months from now, a year from now? How much money do you want to make? How are you actually going to do that to make that much money? And then you need to be able to communicate. So the first thing you want to do is assess your strengths. Be honest with yourself. We are not all good at all of these things. And then compensate for your weaknesses. Are you able to hire someone to keep you organized? Do you need to take a class in organization? Do you need to take a class in bookkeeping online, or go to John Wood and take Accounting 101? But you need to understand where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, honestly, and then go forward and compensate for all of those. So now we've decided that we are capable of owning our own business. We've assessed our strengths. We understand all the good and the bad. We may have a 50% chance of failing. So we're going to go through. Now we need to understand if our idea, our product, or our service will really survive and prosper in this market. So the first thing we like to do is just do a feasibility assessment. And it's just a checklist to help you think through, is this really going to work? It asks questions. How much money do I need? Is space available? Is the market correct? Who is the market? Where are my raw materials going to come from? What's my pricing structure look like? What's my gross margin? All of those things put together, you'll come up with a vision that says, sure, we can do this. This makes sense. And then you're going to make a decision, yes or no, whether you're going to go into business with this specific product or service. One of the other tools that we use is this form here, and we have people work on where the numbers are. We have them work on these boxes in this order. And keep in mind that if you're not solving a problem for a customer, you really don't have a business. You're just kind of waiting for them because they got a little extra money and they want to buy a baseball card or whatever. So identify what 3 problems you're solving for your target market. Identify who that target market is. So we want to open a steakhouse, a really, really nice steakhouse. We decide that there's 60,000 people in Adams County, and they're all our customers, potential customers. Well, is that really true? What about the vegans? What about the vegetarians? What about the people that have gluten-free diets? What about the people that have reaction to red meat? So now our target market continues to dwindle. We decide based on those numbers, is this really a viable business idea? The third thing that we look at along with the problem and then who we're actually solving the problem for is, why are you different? Why is my steakhouse different? Why are people going to actually give me money? And if you're not different, if you don't have some niche that you're filling, some super problem that you're solving for your customers, you really don't have a business. And I would encourage you not to think that better quality and better customer service is your niche. That's the entry. If you don't have good customer service, if you don't have equal quality or better quality, then you're not going to be in business anyway. So you need to come up with, what is that uniqueness about my business that people are going to part with their money and they're going to give it to me. So we've identified that we have the skills. We've now done the feasibility, and we've identified that our idea, product, or our service will survive, will prosper in this market. So now what's our next step? Now what do we do? So we're ready to go. We need to decide what kind of business we want to be. And basically, for small businesses, there's 4 types of legal business structures. And these are the 4, depending on your industry, depending on your product, your service, how you're going to run your business. There are pros and cons to each. You need to understand what those pros and cons are and how they're going to affect your business. You don't need a lawyer at this stage to understand that. The Small Business Development Center can have that discussion with you and help guide you which one may make the most sense. The folks at GREDF can help you with those discussions, but you need to understand what your legal business structure is, because it's going to help you decide what your plan is and how you're going to run your business. Once we have our business structure, excuse me, then we may need financing. And here are the most common ways to finance your business. The top 2 are the absolute most common, just conventional loans, city, county revolving loans. I actually include in the commercial loans, the family, friends, and fools, the 3 F's, where you're going to get your money, because you have to pay it back. You can certainly use credit cards to start your business. I would not recommend it. You send me an email and I'll give you a $50,000 oops mistake that I made in one of my businesses. Same way for 401k. You can certainly tap your 401k, but keep this in mind. You have put money in your 401k for your retirement. Once that's gone, that's gone. Now, send me an email and I can give you a personal story about a $100,000 401k that vanished because I justified to myself that my business was my retirement, so I could use this money. But I would not encourage it. And then down the line, crowdfunding and angel investors. SBA and USDA loans are they're guarantees back to the lender. SBA and USDA, and the federal government specifically, does not loan directly to a borrower outside of the current pandemic situation that we're in. Okay, so we now have assessed our skills. We have our feasibility. Yep, this will really work. We've decided on how we're going to structure our business and how we're going to fund it. Now, what do we need? We need a business plan. We have to show people we know what we're doing. We have to show people how we're going to earn the money. We have to show people how we're going to pay it back. So this is the basic elements of a business plan. There is no perfect format. The only thing that I would say that stays the same across all the formats of business plans: cover page, which is just the name of your business, your executive summary. Those are the first 2 pages. Then your financials are generally at the end. Everything else, there is no perfect format. One thing that I would caution you not to do is to go online and find a template for a business plan where you actually fill in the answer to a question, and there's a number of questions, and then at the end you hit submit and the software prints your business plan. When you take that to the bank, the bankers have seen enough business plans that they automatically discount that. They want to know, one, that you've really put in the work. It just shows that you have the passion to start this business. And 2, that you really understand the business. So if you're just plugging in, my business is welding, we're going to have sales of $100,000, and the software does the rest of it for you, you're not going to know what your gross margins are. You're not going to know how you're actually going to attack the ad campaigns, how you're going to acquire customers. So just be very leery of using those types of templates. At the end of the day, the business plan is not that overwhelming. It can be initially if you haven't done them, but at the end of the day, you're looking at 3 or 4 things that you just need to bring across in your business plan. The biggest one is, why is your business a winner? Why are you going to be able to stay in business? Why are you going to be able to surpass all of those percentages that says 50% of the businesses decline in the first 5 years or die in the first 5 years? Why is your business so much different? You really, really have to be able to explain that to somebody that you don't know, that's just picked up your business plan and said, yep, this really makes sense. Let's loan this person the money. There are really no poor ideas. Generally, it comes down to poor execution. That's where the business plan comes into play. Either a funding business plan, working business plan, marketing business plan, production business plan, whatever that is, the execution of those plans is absolutely critical. There's a venture capitalist that said he would rather invest in a company with a B product and an A plan as opposed to a company with an A product and a B plan. Make the plan and then execute to the best of your ability. So now we have everything lined up. We have our skills, we've done our assessment, we know what our structure is going to be, we know where we're going to get the financing. Where are we going to be? What's our space look like? Is this at home? Do we need a retail storefront? How are we actually going to convey our business to the public? So these are some of the things that you need to consider. Probably the most important one in this is number 6, is the property zoned correctly for your business. Not for business in general, but for your business. Restaurants, health department inspections. A critical one in my neighborhood is noise issues. There's a bar that wants to stay open till 1 o'clock and have live music. Well, that's a real issue after about 10 o'clock. So know what you need as far as space, and look at all of these and others to make sure that you have the right space. And if you don't have answers to these, or you don't know where to go, I would certainly contact GREDF, the Quincy Chamber. We can help. We're not on the local level, but we're out there enough that we know some of the zoning issues. We have maps, we have research, but it's really, really important that your space fits with the other businesses or with the other properties that surround your space. So reach out to these people. They can direct you, they can help you, they can get you in touch with the right people to make sure that happens. Here's my contact information. Email is the best, obviously, since we're all working from home, or 80% of us are working from home. You can become a client of the Small Business Development Center, and you are a client forever. We would love to work with you. You can contact GREDF, get started with them, but we want to help you through your journey to make this as painless and easy as possible, so that you are prosperous in your new business. So generally, this part here, there's Q&A. We have no Q&A today, so I will leave you, and I appreciate your attendance, and let me know if we can be of any assistance. Thank you very much.